This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed artist, the one and only Dante Pope. But before we get to our interview, here's a sneak peek at his incredible talent with his original song, Regret.
Oh, let the rain fall down on me. Oh, yeah. Baby, let my love go. Darling, just let me be. Got me sitting on the fence though. 'Cause your love I still need. Now it's loneliness I gotta face. 'Cause you put my love to waste. Oh, I remember when I met you. Yeah, let me go. I changed my heart to love you no more. Every time I call you on the phone, another answer saying you ain't home. I changed my heart. Oh, please, baby, you gotta make me free. Unchain my heart. Baby, let my love go. Darling, just let me be. Got me sitting on the fence though. 'Cause your love I still need. Now it's loneliness I gotta face. 'Cause you put my love to waste. Oh.
Well, hello, Dante. How are you?
I'm doing so good, Will. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Dante, I'm so happy that we are finally meeting. And I want to know first and foremost, although I want to know for our audience to know, where were you born, Dante? And I know that you grew up with so many different musical genres around you. Was there one in particular that drew you to music first?
For sure, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I am a son of a preacher and come from a lineage of pastors, both on my mother and father's side. So, for sure, sacred music or gospel music, any type of inspirational music is what was my initial influence, in that I was at church literally every day with my family, going through hymns once I learned how to read, but as well playing the drums starting at the age of 3. That was my first instrument. And as time went on, I have family who, I've played on some notable gospel records, and a lot of them are, keyboard players and organists. So I was just kind of blessed to just always be around it. And from there, as I got older, obviously gospel and the blues have a lot in common. Chicago being a blues town as well. Those particular styles, gospel, blues, R&B, would be the first three. And then after that, I began to study classically at the Merit School of Music from 5th grade through high school. And from there is when, like, the lid was taken off the box, and I was introduced to all types and styles of percussion from around the world, and the genre of jazz, which like changed my life forever.
Dante, I love it. And I also love the fact that, in just listening to a few of the things that are out there, because I know that you have a lot cooking, and we'll get to that in just a moment. I definitely feel a sermon-esque like quality
Yeah.
to your music. Have you been told that before?
Yeah, I mean that's a nice way to put it, man. I've heard it could be like, like what's the word? Pedantic. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I definitely want to give a positive message. And in
I feel
most
like
of the
I
music,
went to church. I feel like there's some sort of thing within your bone marrow that the church and the healing power of the positive nature of church, you were able to infuse it through your fusion and loves of multiple genres, and also the multiple disciplines within the musical landscape that are tools in your tool belt. You do it beautifully.
thank you so much.
I want to know, Dante, talk to me a little bit about the song that the audience heard a little bit of, Regret. How that came about for you, the message behind it, the story behind it.
Yeah, so Regret was written during 2020. I would say the full story. Initially, that song was written for a movie. I got hit up by a person in LA in relation to a licensing opportunity. And so I was asked to mimic a particular artist. And, I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I got called on like a Wednesday, deadline of a Friday in COVID. 2020, I had no gigs and quite frankly, no inspiration to play because I lost all my touring opportunities, thousands of dollars gone. So I would say, first of all, regret was a resurgence of me using my creativity in 2020, which was a difficult time. So it was really a blessing. They ended up not using the song, but were like, hey, we like it. And I was just like, well, dude, I just spent money I didn't have for the studio session and all that. I'm going to release it. And so the song is, I like it because it's a fusion of current soul R&B styles. Traditionally, if you've listened to any of my other music, for those who are watching, I started off my career when I stopped just playing drums for artists because that was kind of, and still is, like my soul job as a solo artist, doing classic R&B soul, kind of Motown Stax era music. And so this is a means of me stepping out from, okay, you play all the instruments, Dante, to getting into using electronic sound, things that are current to still push that message. And so regret is the message when I say, baby, let my love go, darling, just let me be. You got me sitting on the fence, though, because your love I still need. I'm talking about the music industry. I was fighting with the decision of I'm a married man with a 8-month-old child now. We were expecting last year, so I was on the fence about just leaving it all alone, man. And so it was really, the song is about me kind of fighting with the idea of just staying within this passion, which became a career for my livelihood. And thank God I definitely stuck with it. And,
well, thank God you stuck with it, my friend. Not only
man,
for your family, but I think for your young child, because I'm sure we've all as artists, but as humans, have thought a lot about legacy.
Yeah, man.
The past 18 months. I'm curious to know for you, Dante, if that has also stayed with you, that whole notion that you're going to be now creating a body of work, not just to make a living for you, your family, but also this is going to be something that's going to be passed on for generation to generation.
For sure. Yeah, and that's very, very, very important to me. I finally got to this point where I respect with, a lot of my mentors who have always said, hey, man, at the end of the day, you're going to have to do art for art's sake. Money matters, but at the end of the day, if you're going to do this, you're going to have to do art for art's sake. And I think it was also a matter of me finding what kind of artist I wanted to be, and that was something that had been stressed to me all the time. Like, do you want to be the big stage guy? Or do you want to play small rooms and perform in arts institutions and do master classes and clinics and things like that? And so the more I figure out, I would say where I want to be heard and how I want to be heard, it makes it easier to just stay put. But definitely the pressure of legacy and seeing that he's watching me do this is very important to me, for sure, man.
Well, listen, my friend, nothing against your mentors who may be making you decide between one or the other. I was a performer for 25 years, played rooms of 100, headline Carnegie Hall, but now I'm a director. I'm telling you, your talent traverses any room, because wherever Dante Pope shows up, it's church. You are the minister and everyone is your congregation. I'm telling you from my gut, my friend, your talent transcends space and number of bodies in the, dare I say, congregation. The audience.
Wow, I appreciate that, man.
I see you, Dante, playing rooms of 50. I see you playing churches. I see you playing major universities. I see you doing master classes and talks with students at major music institutions throughout the country and the world. And I see you on the big stages at the Grammys. I literally and figuratively, emotionally and mentally see you everywhere. And I'm just telling you from my gut, and I have okay instincts. I just want to affirm that for you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And
Listen,
I would also say that is something I've began to see for myself. And from going performer to director, because especially as a director, you also have to pull that out of the people.
You bet your bottom dollar.
and so there is that, I guess, the notion of that one track lane that I've been given of what the opportunities are that I've been just kind of fighting against
Your
within the
one
past
track is
year.
your truth. And
Man,
your
that's
truth,
it, man.
my friend, is boundless, timeless, and there's no space that you have a boundless talent. So it shouldn't be constricted by, I think whatever the assignment is, you'll be able to do. Does that make sense?
It does. That's actually how I live in a way. So, yeah, man.
We're speaking the same language. Well, listen, Dante, I can talk to you forever, but I want to let the audience know before my final question. For more on the amazing Dante Pope, you can read more about him right below this video. Dante, if you could give advice to young Dante, what would it be?
Mm. Man. Geez, it's so much I would say.
You didn't think I'd go all Barbara Walters on you, did you?
I did not. I would give four pieces of advice. The
Mm,
first is believe,
mm,
and not just in yourself, but in what's presented to you. Because my life, um, quite frankly, the way you're encouraging me, I always had people like that, um, doing that for me in spaces that I ended up in after that encouragement. You know what I mean? So it was almost like it was
absolutely.
just supposed to be said at that time. So I would say number one, believe. Number two, don't procrastinate. Number three, enjoy the process of creation.
Mm,
Number four, be patient.
mm.
You know, I think those are the main four I would give.
Amazing, Dante. Well, listen, I think as artists, we get fixated on the destination, but to enjoy the journey and for someone as young as you to realize that, that's incredible and incredible advice all around. Well, listen, Dante, I'm so excited you're coming on board this new social media app where you're going to be able to connect and collaborate with artists, not only in this country, but around the world. And on top of that, like I said before, but I'll say it again, your talent is not only limitless and boundless, but it's transcendent of language and location and creed and gender and space. The world is your oyster, and I'm just so thrilled that to see where you're going to go next, but also I'm grateful that we're connected now, Dante.
Same, and I hope all goes well up there, man. I'm currently the drummer for a musical, Rent, here in Washington D.C. That's been placed on hold due to COVID, and so as that's happened to me, and I'm sure in the position you're in, you guys have had to consider a lot. I pray your seasons go well,
God bless you,
and
Dante.
and that the adjustments are made as good as possible, man, so that we can all present our art.
To go to your number one piece of advice for young Dante, little will take it. I will just continue to believe.
Yes, sir.